Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be showing my 4 life-size Spirit Halloween animatronics. So yeah, so basically this is a video just talking about each one of them and giving, their full story, and then demoing each one of them, because literally last year, 2023, was my first year actually starting to buy life-size animatronics from Spirit Halloween. And this year I got so last year I only got one, which was Poor George, but this year I got 3 new ones, as you can see. So yeah, I'll be talking about each one individually and giving you their demo. So, but yeah, here we have, let's just do a quick showcase. Here we have Poor George, Spike. Poor George, by the way, got him back in last year in 2023 when he was released. Spike I got this year, but he's from 2022. Got him online. Ratman from this year, I got him also online. And of course, Little Daisy and the Maestro from 2020, but he's still being sold online, and I got him this year as well. So yeah, now I'll show you each one of them individually. Okay, so here's my first ever life-size Spirit Halloween animatronic, being Poor George from Spirit Halloween 2023 last year. So I got this guy at one of my local Spirit Halloween stores last year on August 5th, 2023, at the Spirit Halloween in the former Toys R Us in Puyallup, Washington. I got him with a 20% off coupon, which made him a lot cheaper. He's already for a really cheap price, but 20% off made him a bit cheaper, which was really nice. And yeah, ever since he was released last year, once he was released, I was considering getting him, because he was one of the animatronics that I really wanted from last year. I also wanted Heckles, and I wanted a few others, but I decided in the end that I'd get Poor George because his price was pretty cheap compared to the other ones, and I figured he's a good beginner life-size animatronic to start with. So yeah, he's made by Crazy Create, and he's one of the craziest clowns Crazy Create has ever released, which is really cool. He's also gory, which is nice. Last year for the 40th anniversary, they had lots of gory props, and this was one of them. Poor George, as you can see, his mouth is all gory and bloody, and the teeth are really detailed, as you can see. And I really like his face, the makeup and stuff, and his orange hair, yellow or orange. I don't really know. I'm colorblind, but I think it's orange. People have told me it's orange. And his outfit is really nice color scheme, really unique. And he's just a really unique clown prop because, he doesn't have legs and he just spins, showing his, guts, down there. So, yeah, I was really happy to get him last year, and I'm still really glad I have him as a part of my collection. And, yeah, let's just, oh, another unique thing about this guy is he has 2 faces. You probably already know that, but I'm just saying. This is my favorite face he has, the evil face. That's why I have it facing forward. You can have either face facing forward, but I chose this one because it's my favorite. But he also has another one on the back, which I'm not actually going to show until, his demo, which is like a creepy, evil smile face. But yeah, both faces are really cool and creepy. And okay, let's get to his demo. So how am I going to do this? That's right, I got to plug him in. His adapter is actually reaching all the way over here. Just make sure I'm plugging in the right one. There's so many adapters over here. Here we go. Jesus, it's really reaching over here. There we go, he's on. Yeah, I kind of effed him up because he was really close to the wall. I forgot I had to pull him forward a bit, but let's do him one more time. And yeah, that is Poor George. Okay, so the next animatronic, the next life-size Spirit Halloween animatronic I got was Little Daisy and the Maestro, which I got this year. It's my first life-size animatronic of the year of 2024. And the reason why I decided to get this guy is because I wasn't actually aware that he was still being sold online. So when I was going through the animatronics being available to be sold online on Spirit Halloween's website, I was surprised to see this guy. And he's actually one of my favorite, he is my favorite Spirit Halloween animatronic from the year of 2020. So I was like, yeah, I have to get this guy. This is probably his last year being sold because he was released all the way back in 2020 and now it's 2024. So yeah, this is Little Daisy and the Maestro. Super glad I was able to get him. He came, he like arrived at my house on, well, he actually arrived at my house while I was on vacation, but my neighbor had to like hold him for me. And then when I got back, it was July 27th. So that was when I set him up with my brother. By the way, his setup was a pain in the freaking ass. It was like, the setup was like literally two hours. And me and my brother had to like redo some steps, like take off his clothes again, and it was just really stressful. But overall, I think it's still worth it because this is such a cool prop and a pretty rare one as well, even though he's still being sold. I just don't see these much anymore. So let's plug him in. Let's plug his adapter in. So it's down here. Yeah. Here we go.
She never eats, she never sleeps, she never speaks, but she knows how to haunt you. It seems I've trained her very, very well.
Yeah, he's really cool. He has 3 phrases and his voice is really creepy. I also really like the light up effect in his hands and in his eyes. And his mouth animation's pretty good, but it's like kind of barely recognizable, but it's still a nice addition.
Want to be a part of my act? I'll get you in my grips and you'll do whatever I say. Come on, it'll be fun.
And Little Daisy, as you can see.
Look what I have here. A live puppet for this undead puppeteer. Come any closer and you'll be joining in on the fun.
And those are all his phrases. We'll get into the details after.
She never eats. She never sleeps. She never speaks.
Jesus, his sensor's so good. Anyway, now let's get into the details of Little Daisy and the Maestro. So, his face, like I said in the review, if you watched my review of him, his face actually kind of reminds me of like a vampire because his teeth are like really sharp and he's a human. I really like it whenever Spirit Halloween does like the human props, and this is one of their best, I think, if not their best human animatronic of all time. His eyes are detailed really well. His eyes look really creepy and his eyebrows look really, like he's angry. And his smile, he has like a nice evil grin. Overall, just a really, really good design with the face of the Maestro. His outfit is really fancy. It's like a nice dark cloak with a bow tie, as you can see, which is really, fancy. It adds to the uniqueness of this animatronic. And his hands are really cool because they have like rings on them. This one has a skull ring, and this one, I don't know if I can get the camera. Yeah, it has an eyeball ring on that one. So yeah, overall, the Maestro is a really cool character. And then down to Little Daisy, she's just a little girl. I mean, nothing much to her. She has like a nice dress and her hair like in pigtails and stuff like that. And her face just looks really scared because obviously she's supposed to be just traumatized of being controlled by the Maestro. She's basically being used as a puppet for the Maestro. So yeah, overall, the Little Daisy and Maestro, really nice animatronic, and I was so glad to add him to my collection of Spirit Halloween life-size animatronics for this year of 2024. So yeah, let's move on to the next animatronic in my collection. So here we have the next animatronic that I've got in my Spirit Halloween animatronic collection, and this is Spike, the zombie from Spirit Halloween 2022. He's made by Crazy Crate. Oh, by the way, fun fact, all these animatronics are made by Crazy Crate. I don't know why, but Crazy Crate tends to make really cool animatronics that I tend to want to buy, which is funny. Poor George made by Crazy Crate. Spike is made by Crazy Crate. Rick Ratman is made by Crazy Crate, and Little Daisy and Maestro are made by Crazy Crate, so that's kind of funny. But Spike, yeah, he was a cool zombie animatronic that that Crazy Crate released in 2022 for Spirit Halloween. And I think they did a really good job on his face. I just wish they added some gore to him, because I guess the detail of his face kind of makes up for no gore, but still, the fact that there is a wooden spike, I guess, going through his forehead with no blood coming out is kind of weird. They should have just added a bunch of blood there, but whatever. He's still a really cool zombie animatronic. He's hanging, of course. He's not as, of course, big as my other animatronics, but he's hanging off this actually microphone stand because I tried to hang him up on a command hook that used to be up on the wall up there, but he fell because he was too heavy. And yeah, I kind of had a feeling he was going to fall because, you know, he has a weight. If you can see, he has a weight in there. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, he is pretty heavy. He just doesn't look heavy. But overall, his face is really good and really detailed, really creepy and scary. Crazy Crate did a great job on the face. Like I said, I just wish they added some blood to him on the face. And his shirt, of course, is just a regular blue plaid shirt, which I think is cool, and it looks like old and dirty, which is nice. And his hand is like that, and on this one he doesn't even have a hand, it's like just a stump. So I think is really cool. And yeah, let's just plug him in now. Oh, by the way, his eyes also, they look really cool in my opinion. But yeah, let's plug him in. Which adapter even is his? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Sorry guys. Trouble with these adapters. Okay, he's plugged in now. I'll activate him like 2 more times. Yeah, his sensor is actually really... Jesus Christ. Okay, let's unplug him before he activates again. Jesus Christ. His sensor... Out of all my animatronics, I think this guy's sensor is the strongest and most sensitive. Like, if there's a tiny motion, like, even the... Like, he literally activates from him still moving after he's activated. That's how strong his sensor is. That's how good his sensor is, which I guess it's kind of annoying. And on Halloween night, I guess it would get kind of annoying after a while. But yeah, that's Spike. Overall, really cool and unique zombie animatronic. Of course, well, the most unique part about him is the spike going through his forehead. But yeah, that was the 3rd Spirit Halloween life-size animatronic that I got in my collection, and got him this year on August 2nd. He arrived at my house on August 2nd, and I did a review of him, of course. So yeah, that's Spike. Really cool. He's probably like, I don't know. I don't know if I like him more than Poor George or Poor George more than him. Either him or Poor George is my least favorite in my collection. I don't know. I think I like him about the same as Poor George, to be honest, but they're the 2 in my collection that I think are my least favorites. Those 2 are my favorites, but I think it's pretty obvious which one is the favorite out of those 2, which we'll get to soon. So yeah, that is Spike, and yeah, really cool animatronic. He was one of the best ones released in 2022, in my opinion. And yeah, that was Spike from Spirit Halloween 2022, made by Crazy Create. Let's move on to the final life-size Spirit Halloween animatronic in my collection. And finally, here's my most recent Spirit Halloween life-size animatronic in my collection, being Rick Ratman from this year, released for the halfway to Halloween season for Spirit Halloween this year. And I have to say, out of these 4 animatronics, he is definitely my favorite in my collection. And I think it's pretty obvious why. He's the most gory. He's awesome. I think he's the most scariest too. He's definitely the one to scare the most trick-or-treaters on Halloween. Just all the gore that Crazy Crate put into his face, and even on the shirt, lots of blood splatters on his shirt, and the gore inside there with the mouse, not the mouse, the rat. What the hell am I saying? The rat sticking out there with all that gore in there, the hole in his stomach. I think it's just really, really cool. And with, you know, the rat digging into his brain, eating his brain. I think it's just some really freaking gory stuff that is really rare to see from Spirit Halloween nowadays. And that is honestly why he is my favorite out of my collection. Also, he only has 1 arm, which is really cool. He has this arm, and then he has a missing arm there, which I think is really cool and unique. And overall, he's just one of the best zombies, I think, in my opinion, that Spirit Halloween has ever released. Just take a good look at that face. That is gory as hell. And I like his one eye right there, his one eye. I think that's really cool. And I like the, you know, the rat sticking out of the top, and then the rat in his stomach eating him. That's just really, really cool stuff, really, really gory stuff. And it sure is gonna scare a bunch of trick-or-treaters on Halloween. But yeah, that's I got him on August 4th. He arrived 2 days after Spike, which is cool. And his setup was, oh, by the way, I forgot to talk about Spike and Poor George's setup. Poor George's setup was a freaking piece of cake. Spike's setup was even easier. Rick Ratman's setup was pretty hard, but not as hard as Little Daisy and the Maestro's. Rick Ratman just had a lot of pieces. That's why it took me and my brother an hour to set him up. So it was fine though. The only reason why his setup was so hard is, was an hour long, is because he had lots of pieces. But he didn't have any screws, which was nice. But yeah, Rick Ratman, really, really cool. He's my favorite animatronic out of these 4 in my collection. And let's get to the demo. Gotta plug him in right now. So where is his adapter? Oh, here it is. His sensor's pretty strong, but here we go. We'll do a couple more demos. Yeah, his animation's really cool with him, you know, thrashing around and his arm kind of moving while he's thrashing around. And it's really cool how, you know, the rats like move around while he's thrashing, so it's like they're eating him as he's thrashing around. Really, really cool animation. And the audio is really cool too. I like his groaning and the rat screeching noises. Really, really gruesome stuff. And yeah, that is Rick Ratman. So, I have showed all my animatronics. Let's get to the end of the video now. So yeah, that is my Spirit Halloween life-size animatronic collection. Of course, I only have 4, but I'm sure I'll get either 1 or 2 more in the future. My house isn't that big, so I don't have lots of storage for these guys, but for now, these are all in my room right now. I'm sure soon I'll be putting some in the basement and stuff like that. But yeah, those are my 4 Spirit Halloween life-size animatronics. Really, really cool. It's actually funny. It's like shortest to tallest. We have Poor George, then Spike, then Rick Ratman, and then the Maestro. But yeah, really, really cool. And yeah, like I said, Rick Ratman has got to be my favorite of the collection because of how gory he is. And Little Daisy and the Maestro is probably my second favorite of the collection because of how unique he is and how just cool of a character and creepy of a character he is. My third favorite, well, like I said, I think I like Spike and Poor George about the same. Because they're kind of similar. Well, they're not. Well, they are similar because they both don't have legs, but Spike is hanging and Poor George is standing, so I really don't know which one of these 2 I like better. I think at the end of the day, I'd have to pick Poor George just because of the gore and his uniqueness and animation. But yeah, so yeah, those are my 4 Spirit Halloween animatronics. That's my collection video. Small collection, but it will grow soon. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun making it. Comment down below which one is your favorite in my collection. Is your favorite Rick Ratman just like me? Or do you perhaps like the Maestro a bit more than Rick Ratman? Or maybe you even like Poor George the best. I highly doubt Spike is your favorite, but if it is, I respect that opinion. Anyway, yeah, that is my my life-size Spirit Halloween animatronic collection. Those are my 4 life-size Spirit Halloween animatronics. And if you did enjoy this video of me showing them all together, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.